Hello, everyone. Hello, and good day to everybody here. It's Techno, it's me, and we are going to be opening up toys. We got a whole bunch of stuff on the docket to open today, and this guy's probably going to be the one that we finish with, to be perfectly honest. So you'll have to bear with me a little bit. I've got a bunch of stuff to get through. Like we've got how much stuff here? I've got I've got like 6 things I want to crack open today. So we're going to be clearing through a decent amount of my backlog, which is nice. It's always nice. But yeah, I hope everyone has been having themselves a good day so far. I hope their day is going excellent. Yes. I mean, my week's been a pretty good one, I guess. Gotten a lot of art done. Been doing some software stuff, just on some, convention work. Bunch of gaming. Like we had all that Genshin gaming this week, which was a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm just retopping up my tea, and then we're gonna come back over and we're gonna get started on this. But yeah, I hope people are all having themselves a good day. Hope their weather's okay. Like we just got snow today, which well, okay, it's still snowing out. It's probably gonna be the wet stuff too, which sucks, but it is what it is. Anywho, yeah, now that my tea is restocked, we are going to start getting ready, and we are going to get in on starting to open things up, and we're going to start small, of course, as one normally does. We are going to start off smaller, and then we are going to escalate into the bigger toys. So let's toss some music on. Let's see what we got here on the playlist. We've got some. Yeah, let's do some Weepy Feces. I'm just picking something here. All right, let's do this here. All right, anyway. Okay, what the heck? Sorry, I'm just looking over and realizing that is Mix It Up not working? I've been seeing some weirdness with some of my plugins here lately. Like this is supposed to, why is the snip stuff not working? Let me, hold up. I think I disabled snip by accident. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we got music working. Good. All right, so let's get to it. Let's do this to this, as they say. As I said, we're probably going to be doing Megatronus last. I'm just displayed him here, but just to start, just to have a first thing on here. But we got a lot of things to open up today. We've got, let's just show some of the stuff we're opening. Let's see, let's shift that to the back. We got Gerald Robotnik here from the movie 3 line. We got some Shadows of the Empire goodness here. We've got, of course, everyone's favorite frame job. And we've got a couple of these troopers here. We've got a couple of Cobra Iron Grenadiers. So, well, I guess Mars Industries more accurately, but anyway, we are going to work our way up. But you know what? I think we're going to, we're going to work our way up from like least valuable to most, I suppose. So let's, well, not really least to most. It's a weird, yeah. Anywho, let's pull stuff out of the light box and let's bring stuff back in. So we're going to start with these guys. We are going to start with the Cobra Iron Grenadiers. These are from the G.I. Joe Classified series here. As you can see, like most of this stuff was all bought at GameStop. Because, yeah, they have the best prices on stuff in Canada. But, yeah, so the Iron Grenadiers, unfortunately, we are well past the era where they actually cared enough to put any copy on the packaging because of translation costs. But just to give which sucks, but to give a brief summary, like the Iron Grenadiers, they are Destro's men, actually. Less so Cobra men, more so Destro's personal guard. Because, yeah, Destro is a super rich arms dealer. And Destro can afford to have his own private army. Like, he literally has his own private army. And the Iron Grenadiers are his Scottish soldiers. So, let's crack these guys open. Let's take a look at how good they are. And then let's put them back into the pile that most of my Classified series figures go into. Because I do not have room to display all my Classified stuff, which sucks. Most of my Classified stuff is like in boxes. So, we got a lot of accessories, as you can see here. Let's pop these all out, and then we will inspect them all. Let's see. Let's crack these open. I'm just gonna make sure, did I set all my tags properly? Let me double check that before I keep going. Let's refresh my tags. Yes, good. Tags did get set properly. Excellent. You never know. I've had that happen a few times. So, what did I step on? Oh, I just stepped on some toy packaging. Okay. Just stuff that I need to rebox. All right. Anyway, let's keep getting accessories out, and then we'll take a look at all this stuff. All right. So, yeah, that's everything in the box, and that's quite a bit in the box too. So let's take a look at what we got here. We've got the base Iron Grenadier figure here. You can see here that they absolutely mean business. Like they are, it's a double-breasted suit here that they have. I mean, they've got they got the weapons thing here. They've got like a full helmet as well, just to hide their faces. Let them use bioweapons and stuff. A whole breathing apparatus. Like they're very much kitted out like as a properly expenditured private army. You got the really cool skirt here on the jacket too. Yeah, you can tell they're the baddies because they've got skulls on their belts. And only baddies wear skulls on their belts, as everyone knows. Thanks to comedy routines. Yep. All right, so keeping this going, let's see. Let's take a look at posability on these guys. So we got a ball joint here at the top of the head, and we got a ball joint here at the base of the neck too. Decent range of motion there. Shoulders, we have butterflies, as is typical with classified series stuff. It's not super pronounced on these guys actually, but it's not hyper pronounced, but it's there. You can get them. Yeah, it's not as good as some figures. I think some of it just might be the actual overcoat. No, that's all hard plastic. Yeah, so okay, so you can get them in like this, I guess. So not as good as some butterfly joints, but okay. Anyway, let's see. We have your standard shoulder articulation, bicep swivel. We got pinless joints. We got double bend here. Wrists can swivel. There is an up down, it looks like, though it doesn't really seem to move all that well. I think just like, yeah, I guess if I bring the wrists out a little bit, I can move this, but yeah, it doesn't really work all that well. The up down on the wrists. Not much motion in it, even though it's sculpted there. It's kind of stuck. What else? We got our nice clicky waist here. Nice clicky waist. We have swivel up here. Let's see. So we can move independently. The skirt there. Skirt is just loose, so you can kind of move this as well in theory, but it's not really going to move all that much. Let's see. Legs. Legs have the standard classified. There's the joint inside the hip there for moving up and down. We've got swivel. Hips, let's see, go up like this. They can go up to about here. It's limited by the skirt. Knees, you can see they're double jointed pinless knees here. So let's bend these knees. All right, there we go. Knees are bent. Decent articulation in the knees. What else? Up, down, side to side. So decent ankles. So yeah, the wrists are a little bit of an impedance here, I will admit. I'm just seeing here if I pop the hands out. This one goes the other side way. Okay. I'm just seeing if I can loosen this a little bit. Okay, it's a little better now that I've actually like worked that joint. Let's do that on this one too. Yeah, this is just stuck. Like it's got articulation, it's just very stuck. Maybe it needs a hot water bath. Let me just see here. Wow, yeah, this is very stuck. Kinda sucks. this is a very, very stuck wrist joint. I'm just pulling this off and just taking a closer look at this. Yeah, it's like barely moving. Like this is definitely a very stuck joint. Like you would need, yeah. For this, I probably need to put it through some hot water treatment. I'm curious if the other Iron Grenadier is like this, honestly. But okay. All right, so we got all these weapons too. So let's take a look at all the weapons we got and accessories. We've got the helmets first of all. And yeah, with the helmets, they look spiffy. It kind of completes the look, giving them their helmets. We got a sword because what's a honor guard of a Scottish Scottish warlord without a sword? Does the sword come out, or is it this just for decoration? Yes, it does, and the sword is painted. It's a nice gold sword, or brass, or whatever you would make a sword out of. Probably not gold, because gold would probably be like the worst. Actually, gold would be a horrible material for a sword. Maybe gold plated, but you wouldn't want to make the sword out of gold. Let's see what else here. We got a weapon here. Oh, this is cool here. Check it out. It's got the little It's got a little folding stock too. Oh, that's nice. That's very cool. And then we got the little magazine right here too that we can put in the bottom for this assault rifle. And you can see we got a lot of slots for different weapons that go in the back here. We've got this pistol right here. Pistol, I think this is going to store in over here. Yeah, pistol just goes in here. I'm just seeing if it goes down anymore. Yeah, it just goes over here. Or does it go the other way? I don't think it does, but yeah, no, it goes. Yeah, I had it right the first time. So yeah, pistol goes right there. What else we got? Oh, Damascus steel swords. Oh, hey, Sleep, how's it going? Yeah, we are opening a whole bunch of stuff, as I showed. Let me just show this off again quickly. We got like a whole bunch of stuff on the docket here. And we're just starting with the Iron Grenadiers just to, start slow, keep it simple, give people time to get in. But yeah, we also have this slot here. This one, I don't know which weapon it's for. Looks like it's for this weapon right here, this sci-fi-ish weapon that's sized for. Yeah, this is like, yeah, check it. It's a very sci-fi-ish weapon here. We got like the scope there. Looks pretty good. And then we got this, yeah, we got this right with this, I guess this is what, like a SMG or something? I don't know. You're asking somebody who doesn't know his weapons. And then we got like, wow. And then we got another weapon right here. You can tell this guy's an arms dealer, given how many weapons he has his honor guard carrying. Like, is he billing them all for these weapons, or I don't know. Anyway, so this one here is going to go on. I guess we want it in like this. Yeah, like that there. So I can carry that weapon on the back. We've got the sword storage here at the side. And that's all the weapons that they are actually kitted to hold. But hey, that's what hands are for. So yeah, we can take one hand, and we can take. Oh, whoa! This one is a stock too, I think. Hold up. Yeah, check this. Check this out. This one also has a stand. Nice. So yeah, let's get the arms down here, and yeah, they really go all in on. Like, G.I. Joe figures are really show what Hasbro can do when they don't have a licensor to pay, because it lets them do crazier things with the budget, because they don't have all the extra overhead of having to pay for a license. Ooh, but yeah, nice, nice. So you can just get this entire gun to just stand like that there now. That's pretty cool. And I'm just seeing if anything else comes out of here. Oh, this comes out too. Nice, nice. The actual ammo comes out here too. Oh, that's cool. So this all plugs in there. Again, like very fully featured gun. Well, it is Destro. Let's be honest. The man is an arms dealer. So for all we know, he has his guards like making weapons deals like for him. Who knows? Like these guys are probably like half the stuff these guys are doing is probably just acting as like honor guards, or just acting as like a backdrop for if he's selling weapons to somebody. Because they're not going to be seeing frontline fight like in the forces of Cobra. No. These are the guys that like hang out back at the castle and back at Castle Destro and protect it all and everything. But yeah, so we got these Iron Grenadiers here. Like it's befitting an arms merchant in terms of just how much these guys are carrying for their weaponry. Also, is chat working on screen? I was testing with Mix It Up this morning and stuff didn't seem to be firing. I can't tell. And I'm not at my desktop right now, so I can't actually see my screen. I can see chat, but just not the actual. Like I don't know if if my chat boxes are showing up. It didn't look like they were when I was testing before I went live. Oh, cool, it is. Okay, good. Good. All right. I was restarting a bunch of stuff just in case, so that's good to know. Thanks. All right, so I'm just gonna like quickly blaze through the second one here. Let's open this one quickly, just to get this one done. Like, we're not going to need to do a deep dive analysis on him. It's just more of a matter of we got 2 soldiers. And then we're going to get into the other stuff, the more fun stuff. We're going to do a transforming toy next. Yeah, we got a lot here. I'm listening to this and going, you know what? I've actually grabbed any of Maury's music in a while, like just to throw in my playlists. I should fix that. Like both her and Kiara, like I like both their stuff, but yeah, I've not actually grabbed any of their releases in a while. I need to update my anime playlist in general though, because I haven't updated it for a couple of cores. But let's see. I wanted to see if this hand is stuck. As we mentioned, the other one was a little bit stuck. So let's just see if this one is as stuck as the other one was. Oh no, this one works. This one's not stuck. Good. So yeah, so the wrist joint here is not stuck. Again, something like that. If it's stuck, just boil some hot water, soak it in there for a little bit, and that'll generally loosen stuff. But either way, you still are going to have to probably pull the wrist out a little bit if you want to actually use that joint because it is just blocked by the sleeve. So yeah, a little bit of a negative there. Yeah, let's just kit this guy out, put him with the other guy, and then we're going to start on the next one. Again, posability is going to be the same. It's an identical toy. It's just that standard ethos of troop building, which is toxic for shelf space. I mean, hell, like look at God, like they just put like the Ezra Bridger and Night Trooper figures from Ahsoka up, and it's like, yeah, I had to get like a couple of Night Troopers. Just even though my Star Wars shelves are like full, even though my Star Wars shelves are beyond full, and at this point, like I'm literally shoving characters in there in between other toys just to layer them somehow. But yeah, so we got all this guy here. Let's kit him out, and then we will put them just both with each other. Let me see if I have the Iron Grenadier bat handy. I might. Let me just see what I got nearby for like G.I. Joe figures. I've got a whole bag of Joes right here. I've got a whole bag of Cobra Troopers specifically right there. Oh, I got Raptor over here. Oh, I got some guys over here too. Okay. I do have the, okay, I think I just picked up one of these, but yeah, here it is next to the Iron Grenadier bat. So like, Destro, like the Destro models of the Bat Troopers. And, obviously I gave it the more unique head that looks really cool. So yes, these guys here are all here as a unit. They all look pretty good together, I gotta say. Oh, that's what fell, okay. Yeah, no, this, one of the extra hands fell. So let's put that back in here. Because, yeah, the bats have all their additional weapons, hands, and stuff. But yes, this whole crew looks pretty good together. I don't think I have a. They need to do like proper Iron Grenadier Destro, honestly. I don't have a handy. Yeah, I don't have a Destro handy right next to me. But like they've done the Pimp Daddy Destro and they've done the OG Destro, but they still need to do like the like later GI Joe like Iron Grenadier Destro where he's got like the gold helmet and the black outfit with the red trim. Like I guess it would probably actually be Iron Grenadier Destro would probably be like the same body as these guys, but with like the gold Destro head and stuff like that. But yeah, exactly. Like I have so many troopers here. I have generally gotten 2 bats a piece, but I think I just stuck with 1 for the Iron Grenadier ones, and that's just a function of how pretty much like 90% of my classified stuff all kind of goes just straight into storage because I don't have anywhere to put them. But yeah, so I'm just going to let's grab a quick screen cap of these guys, and then oh wait, no, I want this toy screen button, and then we're gonna move on to the next ones. So let's decrement the list. Let's cut that down because we got a couple of opened, and let's move on to the next one we're going to do, and we're going to be doing a transforming toy next. We are going to be going in on one of this year's new Transformers main lines, Age of the Primes, and we're going to be starting with Fugitive Waspinator right here. Woot. All right, so yeah, Age of the Primes is this year's toy line, as seen by the Megatronus that I showed before. The entire thing with this year's line is that we are getting over the next couple of years toys of all 13 primes. This is something that we haven't ever really quite gotten. The closest we got to that was when they did when they did Power of the Primes, where they did a whole bunch of I guess they did a whole bunch of Titan Masters up as different primes, although they were less the Titan Masters and more just classic G1 Pretenders, because they all came with like remakes of different G1 Pretender shells for the most part. And they did do 13 of those. Like I have the SDCC Optimus Primal right next to me with like the wheel that holds like all 13 primes on it there, and it's a cool display piece there, but we're getting like proper toys of all the primes. Oh, the Waspinator here? Yeah, he's mostly green here. But yeah, so we got some gorgeous box art on him. And there's a couple of things to note about this box. I mean, one is obviously we got the new box art here. You know, new year, new line, new style. So we've got like all these golden statues of a bunch of the primes right here. That you can see. Let's see, we got Solus Prime there. We've got I'm trying to remember there. Is that my Cronus Prime, I think, there? Yeah, that's my Cronus Prime, I think, and then there's Alchemist Prime over there. Yeah, that's my Cronus' symbol, I think. So yeah. And one thing to note as well too is this year sees the return of windows to the boxes. They have been gone for a few years. Windows went away with the start of Legacy, and that was Hasbro trying to cut down on plastic in their packaging. And that did not go super great. Like, yeah, honestly, I think they backtracked already on G.I. Joe and Star Wars because, like, I'm pretty sure that did hit them in the sales department, not being able to actually see the toy in the box. But with Transformers, they just had open windows. And what that ended up meaning is, like, for leader class toys. Oh, yeah. Well, even collectors who do open love the windows because that means that you don't have issues with, say, people stealing parts off the toys. Like, case in point, let me just give you an example. Because they have had a few figures where they have had to actually, like, package them in box to account for the fact that it is an open window and they don't want people stealing parts off the toys, because that has been a thing that has happened. Where is that guy? There's a specific. Oh, here we go. Specific example to give here for like examples of things that they did. With Gears right here. When they packaged this Gears, they actually sold him. Yeah, they actually sold him with the chest plate here detached and just in a baggie at the back of the box. Because it's just this is just pegged on via friction, and they didn't want people popping these off, since this entire chest would have been visible through the window. Oh yeah. I talked about that. Yeah, and it's a shame too, because honestly, Good Smile, like I did get one of the toys with it before they backpedaled, and the Nendoroid Yoko packaging is actually very well thought out packaging. Like they honestly put a lot of work into making that inner packaging work and be compact and stuff. So it's a little bit of a shame. But yeah, the other thing you tend to get with that sort of stuff there is they've made a lot of the figures' heads harder to remove as a result. Like they don't use as much like in terms of ball joints and stuff that you can easily pop the head off because, well, they don't want people popping them off in package. Oh, well, did you ever hear about the LeBron James things that happened with Space Jam 2? That's kind of, I think, what spooked a lot of people. Because with the Space Jam 2 toy line, there was a LeBron James figure there where it was just open packaging, like there was no window or anything. And somehow it became a meme on TikTok for people to steal the head off that toy. To the point, and it reached a point where stores were preemptively just taking the heads off all the toys because they didn't want, and then putting a notice that was saying we'll give you the heads at the counter because people were stealing the LeBron James heads just for the hell of it, like no reason other than just for the hell. But oh yeah, toy swapping has always been a thing. That's why they use all these twist ties and stuff in these things, because they don't want people just popping the toys like at the store. But yeah, so there's a little bit of a story behind Waspinator here. He is a retool of Bumblebee. Um, yeah, I've got it right here. He's a retool of the Bumblebee that they did in Legacy already, the update of the Transformers animated Bumblebee. But there is a story to this guy. He is based, like Fugitive Waspinator here, it is based off of his appearance at the beginning of Season 3 in Transformers Animated, when Waspinator in a Season 2 flashback, the version of Waspinator in Animated, then known as Wasp, had been framed for a crime. Bumblebee had been tricked into framing him. Well, no, Bumblebee wasn't tricked so much as in it was a frame job, but Bumblebee was used as the patsy witness who thought that Wasp was behind it all. And Shockwave essentially framed Wasp so that he could keep his cover, infiltrating the Autobots. But then he shows up in Season 3 with these with these purple highlights, the darker greens and stuff, just to get revenge on Bumblebee. And this is more or less what he looks like in that episode. But this was actually almost something that we got in the original Transformers animated toy line. Back when Transformers animated aired, the last wave never actually came out, and one of the figures that we were going to get in that last wave was a repaint of the animated Bumblebee toy in these same colors, like with the name Fugitive Waspinator. It wasn't going to have a new head; it was just going to be a repainted Bumblebee head. But I mean, it's still. Yeah, we're actually finally getting that toy. So this has a little bit of significance from that history standpoint, which is cool. But yeah, so let's pull them out. You can see we got all the accessories down here too. Again, it's just Bumblebee with a new head, so there shouldn't really be that much else different. But yeah, I'm so very hyped for this thing. Like when they announced this, it was like, oh my god, they're finally doing it after 15 years or however long it's been. So we got a little baggie here of accessories. Let's get the accessoire open. But yeah, it was a fun arc that they gave Waspinator there, because it's just a case of the guy went when he first shows up in Season 2, like they've got Tom Kenny voicing him in that series. He has a fairly regular speech pattern, like he's a bit arrogant, a bit full of himself there, but bit so it's a sort of abrasive personality that makes Bumblebee go, oh, he must be the traitor because I know somebody's a traitor among our group of new recruits. I don't know who, but I'm pretty sure it's him because he's kind of a bit of an asshole. Except he wasn't. And then he got locked up in Autobot prison. And when we see him next in present day, after he's escaped from prison, he has now gone, he had a psychotic break in jail, and he now talks like Waspinator did in Beast Wars there, with the whole referring to himself in the third person speech pattern there. And, similar type of voice. So, yeah, so Autobot prison drove him insane. Yeah. But yeah, let's to start though. Speaking of Wasp though, let's take a look at this gorgeous, gorgeous head sculpt. Like this head sculpt is amazing. This is very, very spot on to how I think it is very slightly G1ified there in terms of the angles and stuff. Obviously, like what they did with Bumblebees here, where it's based off the Transformers animated head sculpt, but it's still got a little bit more G1 mixed in. But this Waspinator head sculpt, oh my god, this is an incredibly good head sculpt. This is the highlight of the toy right there, the head. And then just even the greens, the way you have these complementary greens just on this toy here, it just pops. And with the purples too, oh, what a successful translation of this design these colors are. This is very, very spot on to how he appeared in the show. And I'm just going to bring some other stuff down for comparison too. But first let's actually talk about articulation as well. So we got a head on a ball joint. I know what I said about ball joints and heads, but I mean, yeah, like Waspinator, yeah, he does have a ball jointed head, I guess. But yeah, so he can look up pretty well too. Good articulation. Shoulders, shoulders. Let's see, we got weird range, weird motion for the shoulders a little bit, but yeah, they can move up like this. It's just because of the transformation. This whole area here for the shoulder pad can move this much, and then the arm is on this rail, so it's a little bit limited in terms of his actual arm articulation at the shoulders, but I mean, he still looks fine. Let's see, swivel above the elbow, 90 degrees there. Oh, he does have wrist swivels. Okay, I didn't think he did for some reason, but I guess he does. All right. So yeah, we have full wrist swivels there. Waist spins. Let's see, hips. Hips are pretty fully featured. Let's see. Ooh, some good knee bends here. Very good knee bend, and the knee pads also articulate too. So you can kind of cover that bend a little bit there. That's good. Yeah. Oh, I mean, you want to talk value difference. I mean, all you need to do is just get a Transformers fan going about how much morph figures cost these days. Because it's like, yeah, we are paying like essentially like, yeah, like a deluxe these days costs like 3 times what it cost in 2005. So, like, that's how much price inflation has hit things. Well, okay, maybe not 3 times as much. Probably closer to, it's at least twice as much though. Probably like 2.5 times at this point for a deluxe in Canada. So, because they're what, like $36 or so when they were around like 15 in 05, 06. They were like $15 a pop Canadian. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, the color value. Oh, the color value and the tones. Yes, this is pretty much spot on how the animation model was too, like when he showed up in season 3. And one thing that's funny that I'm catching here that I actually missed on this Bumblebee is I don't know how I didn't notice this. That Bumblebee actually does have like heel supports because I'm seeing them on Wasp here, and that made me go, oh wait, Bumblebee has heels? Because yeah, he does. So that actually will make him stand a little bit better. But yeah, we have heel supports here, and yeah, and then we have these toes that go up and down, and we have, some. We do have ankle tilts. Not a lot. Really, I thought there'd be more motion in the ankles. There is a. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, so it's got a good amount of ankle swivel. So we can get him in some good poses. Yeah, we can get these ankles up pretty good. We can pose him out, give him a good actiony pose. And now we got the accessories, of course. So accessories. We got the, again, it's just the Bumblebee accessories again. I can do the same thing the Bumblebee ones do, where you can you can give him the rockets here. You can make a little gun by plugging the sides of these on here. Give him a couple of pistols this way by just plugging these onto the back of the rockets here. Let's just do it like this. Bring it around like that. So we can do this here. Give him a couple of pistols. Some nice stinger guns here. But we have more we can do with these. These will also go onto the back. You can just store in the back here. You can give him like some booster rockets there, like on his back as a result. Yep, looks pretty good there. And what you can also do is you can also replicate the stinger gimmick that Bumblebee had in Transformers Animated. That's just a matter of you just untransform the hands slightly and swing the hands back in. Swing these back in. Swing these bits out. And then we just plug the stingers in. They're going to be in a bit of an angle, and there's a reason for that, and that's because of how he used them in the show. Because he generally used his stingers by just, bringing his hands together and combining them into like that single center stinger. And we can do that here by just doing this. So we just transform this around, and now he has his stinger weapon that he had in Transformers Animated. Yeah, it looks honestly, the purple and silver here looks really, really good. Like, this is definitely, like, I like this Bumblebee mold. Like, it's got its pluses and minuses. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, Wasp wears this even better than Bumblebee did, honestly. Like, just with these colors. It's amazing what a difference a new color scheme can make on a toy. Because, again, the only difference here is the head and the colors. and it just feels like it feels like a completely different character. I mean, with that said, too, I should also speak to how like the late Derek Wyatt there, and how given he was a big Transformers fan and collector himself, he understood the value that a new head sculpt and color scheme has on a character, and a lot of the Transformers animated cast were designed with the idea of like, especially with Bumblebee, like in lore he is very much like a generic type, and there you see a whole bunch of like retools of Bumblebee within the show itself, with the idea being that it's a fairly common body on Cybertron. So, and it's also an excuse so that, oh, hey, if they want to do repaints, they've got all these options where all they need to do is change out a head and boom, they can do a new character. But yeah, let's do some comparisons before I transform Waspinator. We got the Bumblebee comparison here, obviously, first. But yeah, let's compare him with Waspinator from Transformers Animated. Because we got the toy of his hulked out, roided out, movie monster Waspinator form, which, yeah, it was very much like as I said, it's a movie monster version of Waspinator, because in the show he just gets transformed into this by Black Arachnia. It's different tones, but I mean this one definitely fits a lot. I think they're both pretty accurate actually. So, because I think he was a bit more of this green in the show when he got his Waspinator transformation. But I mean, yeah, this looks pretty good together though, and actually scales pretty well too. Because when he got turned into a proper Waspinator, he became a roided out wasp monster. So this actually does scale very well. And just to do another quick comparison, here he is with the Waspinator that we got in Kingdom there. Specifically, this is the Takara version that came in the 2-pack with Starscream's Ghost. So technically, this is actually technically Starscream possessing Waspinator's body, because this one has the Decepticon symbol on it on the head. But yeah, I picked this one more because it has the purple tones as opposed to the blue ones that the other Waspinator has. But yeah, you can see here we have all these Waspinators. They all look really good together here. These all look fantastic together as toys. So yeah, with that said, let's transform this sucker, shall we? I'll put these guys off to the side for now. I'm gonna move these in a bit, but oh, yeah, let's just put these Waspinators off to the side. Put Bumblebee over here, and let's transform this guy now. So let's start this here, and I'm just gonna pop these weapons out just to make it easier. Yeah, let's see. Gonna transform the arms back. And these plates are gonna stay up in this mode because these are gonna be the sides of the car. And you can see that this entire thing is gonna just come together like this there. It does transform a little bit different than the original animated toy. The original Transformers animated toy, incidentally, did have a fake chest. And there are actually some show transformations that use that fake chest. But the second Bumblebee toy that we didn't get at US retail, like it only came out in Japan, Hydrodive Bumblebee actually did use the real chest. This one though doesn't fake that, but it does fake the front of the car here, as you can see. Oh, this panel popped off again. Yeah, so they did still use some fake parts. And yeah, so all this swings around here. And there we've got the front of the car right now. Let's see, waist swivels around. And let's see, we got this whole assembly back here. You can see the roof of the car. They have painted the siren on this one, because this whole thing is done in purple clear plastic, obviously. And they still wanted the red siren. So yeah, so bring all this stuff up. Bring these arms in. Oh, we don't want to bring the arms in quite yet, actually. Keep these out for now, because we need to swing this entire assembly. This whole waist is going to unlock from the back, and it's going to come up. Yeah, there we go. Takes a little bit of force, clicks out, and then this whole thing swings up here. So peg these legs together. Bring this around. You can see that this tab's in there. It's kind of nuts this is still a deluxe, that said, because like this is the sort of toy that probably would have been sold as a like as a scout class figure a decade ago when they were still making scout class figures just because of the size. But that's where we're at right now. That's economics. Like, yeah, modern deluxe. They're a bit more involved in transformation these days, but not quite as much bang for your buck in terms of size. But the actual parts count and complexity is still there. So yeah, and then bring this all the way in. This is gonna tab in as well, like that. So yeah, and there we have it. There we have Waspinator in his vehicle mode. Again, it's the Transformers animated Bumblebee vehicle mode. We can plug these rockets onto these booster rockets onto the sides over here now. And again, this is where they were positioned when he did have the rockets in the show. I don't know if these store. Let me just. Yeah, I don't know if these are meant to store anywhere other than plugging onto the back of the rockets. I am just going to double check that in a sec. I'm just going to put the Stinger together first for now, because I am a little curious if these are meant to store somewhere. Let me just check the instructions. They probably don't store other than just going on the back of the rockets, but we'll find out in a sec. No, they do not, but it does show another configuration for these in the instructions, and that is where we can use these 5mm pegs. We can bring these around here, and oh, I actually like this. We can take this here, we can split this up again, and we can do this. We can do this, and now he has stingers. And actually, I'm just going to adjust the angle here a bit. And keep risking cutting things off. So yeah, anyway, there. Now he has like some front-loaded stingers here. And that actually works pretty well. This actually fits pretty well. I mean, you can put them back this way too, I guess. And that actually looks pretty cool as well. Yeah, actually, this looks good. Yeah, this looks good too. But yeah, you got lots of options. Got lots of options there. But yeah, that is Fugitive Waspinator there in his alternate mode. I mean, he looks pretty cool there. I'm just gonna go shoot out a screenshot, and then we're gonna start on the next one. Let's see. Let's see here. There we go. All right, so we have done Waspinator now, and now we're gonna move on to the next one. And actually, before I keep going, I forgot I was gonna do this. I was gonna preview a thing that I have been working on here. This is the beta version. I'm probably gonna tweak some stuff, but so you know how I have the whole "Our Wallets Are in Danger" clip here. I have this whole clip here that I did here with Gary Chalk audio.
To save them and our finances, we must find the 4 ATMs before our loved ones see how much we've spent.
It's a great tune. I love this bit.
It is our mission.
I'm just gonna stop this here, but yeah. So I've been playing with doing some new intro music. It's not quite done, but you're gonna get a quick preview right now. But I wanted to do something that evokes the Cybertron opening.
Our wallets are in danger. To save them and our finances, we must find the 4 ATMs before our loved ones see how much we've spent. It is our mission.
Anyway, that's your brief preview of my attempt to kind of sound like the Cybertron opening. Yeah, that's a quick preview there of what I've been cooking up like the last few weeks there. But yeah, it's just me trying to get something that sounds similar to, but is still clearly distinct from the Transformers Cybertron opening, and has a little bit of my own. Like there's a few tunes to the melody there that are very much like stuff that motifs that I like of my own. But I wanted to just get the whole thing in there. Yeah, the ATMs. Like I came up with that like literally like minutes before I got to Gary in line and was giving him the thing to get the voice recording from. I was like scripting something on my phone like right before. So, because the Our Wallets Are in Danger has been like a friend in joke for years. But anyway, we got that one done. So, let's cut that one off the Toys to Unbox list. And next up, we are going to move into. Let's do some classic Star Wars baddies. Let's do a throwback here. And let's start some music again because I forgot I paused my music. So. There we go. So who remembers Shadows of the Empire? Does anybody remember Star Wars Shadows of the Empire? Because next up, we have a new figure of Prince Xizor from Shadows of the Empire. He was the main villain. To give some context on what this was for people who are too young for this, because it is 100% possible there are people out there who are too young to understand this. So, in the 90s, this is like immediately right around when the special edition came out. I think it was slightly before. So Star Wars had been getting a big push again in the 90s there in terms of new novels, new comics. There were, you were getting like video games here and there too. And they decided to do, I think it was 95, 96. No, maybe it was 90. No, it must have been 97. I can't remember the date. But anyway, this is before the special edition came out. This is before the prequel trilogy. But Lucasfilm was doing a big push, and they decided to do a big like multimedia event that it came out. They had toys, they had video games, they had novels, they had comics, and it was all set up with a storyline called Shadows of the Empire. This was a story that was set in between Empire and Return of the Jedi. And it introduced a whole bunch of elements which are still in play in Star Wars today. It introduced the notion of the criminal, like it expanded on the criminal underworld in Star Wars because the main antagonists of the story were actually the criminal organization Black Sun, which was run by this guy here, Prince Xizor. He is a and yeah, we got a whole bio on the back here. Prince Xizor is the head of the galaxy-wide criminal organization known as Black Sun. Xizor uses his intergalactic shipping operations to execute favors for the Empire and carry out his own agenda. So yeah, the Star Wars underworld is generally full of a bunch of guys who are, like, his legitimate holdings were shipping operations, but he was also, like, the head of the biggest criminal organization in the Star Wars galaxy. And he got mixed up into stuff there because he had his own vendetta against Vader, and he also was... he was also currying favor with the Emperor as well. Again, remember, like, a lot of people, like, the Emperor was very much a secret Sith for most of his reign there, too. But, so Xizor there, he is a member of the Feline species. He had a grudge against Vader because I think it was, like, Vader wiped out his species or whatever there. In the old canon. But, yeah, so he was the head of the organization Black Sun. And... He was the main villain. So he was the main villain of the entire story, and fairly menacing guy. He had the ability to manipulate. I think he was a low level. No, it wasn't that he was an empath. It's that he had a gland so that he could give off pheromones in order to impact people's moods and stuff like that and manipulate them. This didn't work on everyone. Like obviously it's not something like that's not going to work on the Emperor, but or Vader. But yeah, so he was a very persuasive, charismatic individual. He had an android bodyguard. His bodyguard was a human replica android there, who was named Guri, who was hot women assassin that was an android. And he ends up dying at the end of Shadows of the Empire. But yeah, he was a fairly memorable villain there in terms of Star Wars lore. And the Feline have since shown up in other things. Most recently, I guess they showed up in the Clone Wars animated series as heads of Black Sun. But yeah, so let's take a look at this classic Star Wars baddie that they remade, who is probably not canon anymore, honestly, because none of Shadows is canon, unfortunately. So, obviously we got to start. We got like all these different ponytails on the back, and we got like the really cool back ridges here. Like, yeah, you can tell he's very much like a lizardish species because they got all these back ridges. It's very cool. Yeah, yeah. The exposed back, like it's a cool visual, honestly. So what else we got here? We got this really nice head sculpt. Again, it's very nice head. Yeah. Also, yeah, the main character you played as in Shadows was a new character. He was a smuggler named Dash Rendar, who had his own ship, kind of like the Millennium Falcon, and he had a droid co-pilot, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, but like the Outrider has shown up in a bunch of stuff. It was in Rogue Squadron, for instance, as a playable ship, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this was all set between Empire and Jedi, so Han Solo was unavailable for story reasons, and it was a plot point the Rebels were still trying to get him back. But yeah, it looks like these are soft. This one is moving a bit. I don't know if it's supposed to. I think it's just pegged in this one. But it does have a little bit of mobility, this ponytail. But yeah, we got the standard double head movement here. Looking at the shoulders, we got some butterfly joints here. Bit of in and out. Shoulders can go up here. Shoulder movement is a little bit limited. The shoulder pads are very much some more rigid soft plastics. They're blocking a bit. But like if someone was wearing shoulder pads like these, this is pretty much the range of motion you would have. I do really like the gloss on this too. Like it's a high gloss plastic that they used, so that gives it a little bit of that metallic look, which is cool. What else? Yeah. Swivel here above the elbow. We got about 90-degree elbows here. And then we got this swivel here, in and out on the wrists. Sorry, up and down on the wrist, and then in and out on the wrist. And some really nice finger articulation too. Like yeah, this all looks really good. It's very well done. We got these fancy fingernails and everything. What else? Waist. Waist is ball jointed. Good amount of range of motion in the waist. We also got all the soft goods here, like just up here. These just hang there as a cape. Works pretty well. Like it looks pretty good. It gives him that whole regal element that the character has. If I remember, I think it was Vader who killed him in the end. Because all of his stratagems involved like also finding a way to killing Vader in the process. I think Vader dropped a space station on him, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think he got crushed by a space station. Like just like a set his own private like tiny like satellite space station. Like in Coruscant orbit. But let's see. What else? We got we got legs. Leg articulation is a little bit limited, it looks like. They can go out this far even with the skirt, but it's a hard plastic skirt. Even though it's very well textured, you're not going to get a lot of fancy actiony poses out of them. Let's see what else we got this here. We got about 90 degrees motion in the knees, swivel above the knee. The legs do not. Oh, the legs don't have an upper thigh swivel. That sucks. There's not much reason for him to have one because, again, like the posability is very limited in the legs, but it still kind of sucks. We have a boot cut swivel though. We have a giant boot cut swivel here, which is always cool. And then we have ankle tilts there and there. So yeah, decent articulation. Again, very limited legs, but it's one of those figures where you're not going to really be posing out the legs. He just comes with the one accessory, which is his staff here. So let's get this into his hand, wrap it around, and that's pretty much what there is to him. He looks pretty intimidating, I guess. Like again, I really like just the overall sculpt on this guy. It's a very good sculpt. Very good sculpt on the Feline Prince. Like it's just like these hands are really nice. Like he can look properly intimidating. Like this is one of those characters where it's like, yeah, I kind of had to get him just for the because the fact that they're actually doing Shadows of the Empire stuff. Like I don't think it can be really canon anymore. I'm surprised they haven't actually recanonized his character. Um, I'm honestly a little bit shocked by that because he's one of the more memorable Legends baddies. But plus, he had a lot of media appearance stuff, like in his short time span as a viable baddie. He showed up in a lot of stuff. But yeah, he looks pretty good here. So let's just toss him over there. Just gonna adjust my camera a little bit more. Let's take a quick image of him there. And then we're gonna move on to the next guy in this list. We got another baddie here. And next up, we are going to be going in for, an evil grandpa. We're going for movie 3, Gerald Robotnik from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Like, this was something where it's like, as soon as I found out that they were making a toy of him, obviously I had to buy him. But yeah, he is, the creator of Shadow the Hedgehog, creator of the Eclipse canon, Robotnik's grandfather, and who 50 years ago made Shadow and then went insane after his granddaughter died. Oh, nice. Yes, this song. Who else is hyped for the return of Panty and Stocking? Oh my god, that's good. That's such a fun show. I love how they bleep the album too. Like, it makes it funnier. Yeah, so let's get Gerald out and let's take a look at him. Like, this was a must for buying, obviously, because I've literally cosplayed, not movie Gerald, but I have cosplayed Gerald. I probably could cosplay him, though. Like, I would just need to, I don't know if I have the right color pants. I might need to get some different pants, because Gerald in the games has different colored pants, but... Oh! No, I did not. I did not see those. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I did see the reveal of the new Angel characters though. So that was cool. I did see that last weekend and got all hyped about that. But yeah, so Gerald pulling him out. Let's see. First thing that sticks out is he does have quite a bit of a gut. They've got that gut that he had in the movie there that Jim Carrey had on, and let's take a look at this head sculpt up close. It's a good head sculpt. Like, he's got that frown. He's got that Jim Carrey old man frown that Jim Carrey does in a lot of roles where he's like doing an old man. Like, he does that in what? Like, he does that in the mocap there for A Christmas Carol. He does that in that's kind of like Olaf. He's done that on that before, and then he did that on Gerald too. I just like with the giant eyebrows and the giant mustache. I mean, he just looks really good here. Like, yeah, there's a lot of detail in this head sculpt. You could probably bring out some of it with like more detail with a better paint job, but yeah, he looks really good though. Let's see. We got a swivel here at the base, at the head up here. We got just no, it's a ball. I think it's a ball joint. It's just he can't really look up because of just posing. Yeah. How much details on the name badge actually? Let's zoom in on that and take a look. Dr. Gerald Robotnik. Yeah, he's got the full name badge there. It's actually fairly well detailed there. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, he's got the whole lab coat. He's got his turtleneck. Let's see. Bring this around. They need to do more Eggman figures though for movie 3 because they have not. They did this look for Gerald, which was in the trailers, and they did the look for Eggman, from movie 2 as part of the toy line, but they haven't actually done the movie 3 Eggman like in this toy line, and they haven't done like the end of movie Gerald look either. But yeah, so we got a swivel here, we got a ball joint here at the shoulders, so pretty well posable there. Let's see. Oh, we have a swivel here too. But we have another swivel there too. Nice. We have another swivel here at the top of this ball joint. Nice. But 90 degrees there. Wrists go all the way around. In and out wrist. In and out wrist. Oh, cool. He's got a little watch. That's a fun little detail. Let's see. What else do we got here? Let's see. Waist. Waist swivel all the way around. Hips come out like this. Nice. We can get them out this far just because of the cuts in the lab coat. Nice. And we have a swivel over here. So that's pretty good here. Let's see. Got above the knee swivel here. Doesn't quite go all the way around, but pretty far around. Let's see. Up and down. We got about, yeah, nice, nice. We got about 90 degrees out of that. All right, let's see. Wrists. Let's see. Good amount in the ankles there too, up and down. Like, yeah, no, this is a very good Gerald toy. Accessory wise, he doesn't really come with anything other than his own scientific genius. But yeah, I mean, like, it's a very good likeness of movie Gerald. And for the comparison, obviously, we need to do the comparison. Here he is next to his grandson, Ivo. Like, yeah, so let's look at Ivo and Gerald next to each other. Interesting that Gerald seems are they? Interesting that Gerald seems a little bit taller. I would have thought that he should be shorter. But no, these two figures though look really good next to each other. Like, yeah, these look great. These look fantastic. I mean, this was like just even the emotion on the like the head sculpts too. Like Ivo's got that maniacal grin here, and Gerald's just got like that that frown that he has throughout most of the film. Like it's just yeah, like credit to Jim Carrey for just pulling off like playing two very he played two very different characters in terms of how he played them. Like Gerald has goofier moments, yes, but Gerald was also the guy whose goofiness like Ivo was just like insane all in all. Like just that goofiness is just part of him. With Gerald, a lot of that goofiness felt more so feigned as a Trojan horse in order to lure Ivo in. And he's just a cruel person in general, the way he's portrayed in the film. Like he has lost everything, so he doesn't give a crap anymore. Like his emotions are dead. But yeah, so they look really good together though. Let's yeah, I'm gonna do a quick screen cap of that there. Yeah, these guys look great. I'm just gonna put these two masterminds next to each other. Oh, this actually looks really good here. Oh, this looks nice. Oh, check it. Check out how good these two how nice these two look together. Oh, that is really fun. I like this. I like this here. Oh. All right, I'm gonna go refill my drink. I'm gonna post another screenshot, and then after that, we're gonna do Megatronus. But yeah, Megatronus is gonna be the last one on the docket for today, and yeah, let's just tease this on my socials. Let's see. All right, let's see. I'm just posting a quick blue sky thing of some screenshots. Need to alt text this. I'm still trying to think as well too. If people have ideas, I'm trying to decide what I want to do for April 1st. I want to do something for April 1st, but I don't know what. Like I want to have some I want to have some fun for April 1st. I've already got like a I've got the model that I'm using for April 1st all set there. I've been plugging away at some stuff like the last 24 hours, like for rigging something up for that. It's not my own art, but it's like really cool. It's really fun, and I just decided to rig it up in some practice, and yeah. But it's going to be my PNG tuber model for the April 1st stream. Yeah, I just don't know what I want to do for April 1st. I want to come up with a. Oh my god, that could be a. I just got a silly idea there. For an April 1st stream, I'm gonna have to think on this. Like, if I can get people together, it would be fun. But I just got the stupid idea of. Could you do doing I don't know like a villain smasher pass or something like that? I don't know, like just judge supervillains. I don't know, like just do a whole thing of just take different villains and just judge them in terms of like, yeah, you could have a lot of fun with that. But anyway, though, we are going to move on, and we are going to put these guys in the back, and we are going to move on to the one I'm really looking forward to Megatronus, the Fallen. Let's see, yeah. I'm gonna turn off this front light here for a sec, because that is, let's see, but yeah, so Megatronus, the Fallen. He is one of the 13 primes. He, as it says there's his little sigil. He is a character that was first created in the Dreamwave comics back in the day, for War Within Volume 2. And oh, that sounds interesting. Yeah, so he was created for the War Within Volume 2 comics, and that was a storyline that was set on ancient Cybertron. And in that storyline, he was unsealed, he broke free of confines he'd been sealed in years and years before, and he was one of the original 13 Transformers who fought against Unicron and who betrayed the others, and is kind of known as the great, the original Decepticon. He's the guy. He is the namesake of Megatron in the current lore. Megatron took his name from Megatronus, and shortened it to Megatron. But yeah, the Fallen there, he's very heavily in. He's had a few appearances over the years. He showed up most recently in Transformers 1, but this is harkening much more back to his appearance as he appeared in the original Dreamwave book. So that's kind of fun. Let's look at the box art again here too. We got this gorgeous, gorgeous art of him there. One of the things that's of note there for the original design was that he was always on fire. He is just perpetually emitting, giving off flames in his original appearance. And they even and he's also the member of the 13 that has probably shown up in the most media projects too. Because he showed up in Volume 2. And then the next time we saw him was in I'll talk about that in a sec. Hold up. Let's talk about the actual art here too. So over here we got Megatronus on the side. We got his statue right there. And next to him we have the statue of Liege Maximo, who is the other one of the 13 primes that is very much an evil guy. Both Liege and both the Liege and Megatronus are both villains in terms of how they're typically portrayed. And then of course over there we have the 13th prime there, or as he is in a bunch of lore, Optimus Prime. And this looks like a weird fusion of the Star Convoy design that they're doing with the power, with just the God Jinrai Power Master design. But yeah, I'm just gonna go grab another toy here, because and do my history lesson on Megatronus. So Megatronus first showed up in War Within. Next time we saw him was actually one of those things that was a surprise, where they announced Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. And, the fan base at that point was very much Revenge of the Fallen, I wonder what this is referencing here. There's no way they're going to use that character. And as it turned out, no, they were actually going to use that character. So they did use the Fallen. And here's the Studio Series version of him. So yeah, this is the same guy as this guy. Yeah. He is, so they did him again, like the original Decepticon, very evil dude. Yeah, this is a good toy here. This is a good representation of the Fallen, as he shows up in the movies. But he even has the removable face. But yeah, let me get this back on there. But yeah, so this was his next media appearance. Next up, we saw him in. Next up, he showed up in the Robots in Disguise cartoon, the 2014 cartoon. There, he showed up as the big bad at the end of season 1. I do have his toy. It's in storage right now. And then we saw him. I forgot to grab that one. I should have. But yeah, so we saw him then, and then he showed up next in the Power of the Primes Machinima TV series there that came out online. And they actually had Mark Hamill voice him in that, incidentally. So Mark Hamill's voiced this guy. And Tony Todd voiced this version of the character. And I forget who voiced him in the RED cartoon. But anyway, yeah, and then he most recently showed up in Transformers 1 as one of the 13. Just in the whole pantheon. The nature of his betrayal has changed throughout different continuities. In his original appearance, the idea was that he had betrayed the others to Unicron, I believe, and got sealed away. In subsequent stuff lore, like in the Covenant of Primus, for instance, it is much more of your Greek mythology type sort of thing, where he murdered Solus Prime and like one of the other primes, and then the primes all got into a war, and he ended up being defeated in that. But the actual Covenant lore kind of makes him come off as a bit of a patsy himself, because in the Covenant lore, like he is the strongest prime, like objectively in terms of physical strength. But the actual Covenant lore made it so that he was the patsy of Liege Maximo, and Liege essentially manipulated him into into going full evil sort of thing. Yeah, so let's pull out all his accessories and then we'll take a look at everything. Like, he is a big beefy leader. This is a nice beefy leader class toy. And again, it's nice that we have box windows back. We lost box windows on leader class toys a while back, and then just got them back a bit more recently. And the main reason we lost box windows was just a matter of price point. Like, these are $70, $80 toys. They didn't want to risk stuff. So they were like, well, Hasbro's approach was generally one of anything that is marketed towards collectors, we are going to not put a window on, and the windows are more for stuff marketed towards kids. Which makes sense in theory, but in practice, you've got other issues. But yeah, so he is good size. Like, he is a good bulky figure. He's big. Like, I mean, this Megatronus is big too, but I mean, like, he's a much lankier toy, so they can stretch out that budget. These are the same price point, incidentally, these two toys. We got a whole bunch of accessories here. You can see here he comes with his signature weapon, the Requiem Blaster, which, yes, is named after the Minicon weapon from Transformers Armada. It's a BFG. I believe that it extends somehow. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it does compact up like this. It can also extend out like so. And you can make like a bigger gun. I don't know what the robot mode configuration of this is meant to be, but I am just glancing at the images here. Yeah, I'm not sure, but he can wield it like an arm cannon. We can plug it into his arm like so. It's got the 5mm pegs, so we should be able to also get it on his hand too. So yeah, he can. Well, maybe not. Yeah, this is a little bit too recessed to easily go in. I guess it can go in his hand, just at a bit of a weird angle. But it's clearly more designed to be like just a predecessor to Megatron's arm cannon in terms of how it's designed. But yeah, like, he looks really beefy, really solid all around. Like, just look at how bulky this guy is, and oh, this is really nice. Just like the head sculpt there, like, this is pretty much a great update of the Dreamwave head sculpt. If I do have a complaint, honestly, it's that what I would have loved to see them do is to do a head that was based more off the Transformers 1 design of the character, because I actually kind of really liked the Transformers 1 Megatronus head sculpt, where it was just like he just had the Decepticon symbol for a face. Like, this one here, you can still see the Decepticon symbol in his face there. Like, the shapes are still there, but it's like not quite as pronounced. Like, the idea of him as the first Decepticon, that didn't really come until later on in lore. Like, that was more like a Revenge of the Fallen era lore when they started designing this face after the Decepticon logo. And you can really see that in this version of him too, of him especially with that Decepticon logo face. Because you got like the points there, you got the side bits here, you got like the little crest there, you got just the triangle eyes. Like, you can see the derivation of the Decepticon symbol in this version of Megatronus a lot more. Other accessories we have here, we have a sword, we have an S-word, and we have opening hands. I'll talk about articulation in a sec. So we have opening hands there, and then we also have, is this a nightstick of some kind, I guess? I don't know. We also have this little baggie of accessories too. And this little baggie of accessories is what we need to complete the look, and there's there's a lot of stuff in here. Oh yeah, he is generally a villain in Transformers lore. As I said, like, he is one of the first 13 Transformers in lore. So, like, of the original 13, 2 of them were kind of more villainous in terms of how they turned out. Megatronus was like the strongest warrior among the whole group there. Like he was like the, he was very much the brute force guy. And he eventually made his own power play and got defeated. And the other one that was a villain, Liege Maximo, was more like the spec in intelligence and manipulation as opposed to like brute force. And he's going to be getting a toy in the next 2 years as well. Like a lot of we've actually have had a few toys of him. He's probably had the most toys of any of the 13. Um, but yeah, just to do some comparisons here for size and stuff. So here's Megatronus. Here he is next to Vector Prime. Like all the primes are kind of like meant to like are going to be like roughly scaling with each other there. So this just kind of underscores just how big he is relative to his brother Vector Prime. Like, yeah, he is massive by comparison. And of course, we need to do a Megatron comparison. So here he is. Hold up, let me pull these Waspinators out. Let me pull these Waspinators out of the box. And let's do a quick comparison of him next to a Megatron. We're going to use the standard Siege mold that keeps getting retooled over and over again. And we're going to use the D16 version of him. So, like, this is Megatron, like, before he took the name of Megatron. Like, when he was a miner and gladiator. And you can see, like, just how much of a difference there is in size between these two. Like, they are very similar, but it's like just, oh my god, just the size difference here. Like, yeah, you can see why this guy is a leader. But yeah, I'm gonna bring some of these guys back in later, I think. But for now, we haven't even gotten into all the accessories here that he comes with. Because yeah, we got fire. Because as I mentioned, he is a guy who is perpetually on fire. And because of that, they threw in a whole bunch of accessories so that you can light him on fire and have him giving off fire. And then we have all these other bits here, which reveals that this stick here is less of a stick and it's more a staff. I can't remember what the actual canon name of the staff is. But this is his weapon. Like, it's based off the staff weapon that he uses in other media there. Like, he had a staff in Revenge of the Fallen. He had a staff in the Power of the Prime stuff and everything. So, yeah, this is just building a staff here. Is this another? Oh, this is another gun. This is another gun right here. And you can see this folds up and down. I just need to figure out where everything goes. I might need to grab the instructions here just to figure out where everything goes. But yeah, he was known as the Fallen in the original story he came from, based on the idea that he was like his name had been like removed from the records of Cybertron because of like the crimes that he'd done. That was the whole idea behind it. Okay, so we can make him more of a staff. We can plug this sword into the bottom here and make it just like a full-on giant staff now. Or, have this as a separate sword and a separate thing here. And I'm just checking the accessories here. Okay, so everything has a specific spot here. So this cannon here, I guess, is meant to go over here on this shoulder. So we can put that cannon there, like that. Yeah. Actually, there's a bunch of storage spaces it shows for all this stuff. Let's see what else. Yeah, we got the flames here. These are going to plug into his shoulders. Flames are going to plug in. I guess, is it in this? No, it's the other way. So yeah, so we want if you want to do that whole perpetually on fire look, yes, you can do that with this guy. So we can plug this translucent soft plastic in here. Some really good fire parts here, actually. Like, just look at the paintwork on this. Like, just getting that gradient in there for the orange flames. Yeah, so there. Now he's got shoulders that are giving off fire just from those little vents. And then the other flames are meant to go in his back here. These will just plug in here. And now he's just giving off flame off his back as well. But it's just like, just the whole image of this guy who is like just perpetually on fire, because he's so evil. It's just a great image. And I just love how well they accented it with just like all of the all the vents all around his body. This is very heavily based on that original Dreamwave art of Andrew Wildman's here. Yeah, full credit to Andrew Wildman, who designed the Fallen based off of a Pat Lee design that Well, the Pat Lee design was kind of trash, and Andrew did a better version of it. But I mean, that makes sense because Andrew Wildman is like a classic, like top tier Transformers artist. So of course he would be able to make it look good, make something look good. I'm just trying to figure out where all the everything goes here. Okay, so this guy goes in over here. So there we have a secondary cannon now. That goes over there. We've also got this cannon here. I'm just trying to figure out where this one goes. Oh, this one goes over here. Okay. Yes, this guy goes there. And then, yeah, and then we have this extra cannon here. Or we could put that up, say, and, like, you'll do a homage to how Megatron has that, I think that's kind of what they're going for here. Trying to get that homage to how Megatron has that back cannon. I mean, we can always plug this into the back shoulder, too. Or even into back here. But I think it is meant to go over here just for the sake of just getting it out there so that you can still use it as a cannon. Yeah, and then we got the, we can slide this in here. We can give him this as a staff. We can give him a sword. Like, pop this open, pop that in there, give him a tiny little sword. Or we can do the more interesting thing visually, and we can wipe out another toy, and we can put that down like there, and give him like this giant battle staff there with a sword at the bottom. Which is like that is like a very big villain thing right there. Yeah. I like that. Smash because he's hot. Oh, that's good. But yeah, like this is a very beefy figure. This is a very, very solid toy. Like he's not like a heavy toy or anything like that. Don't get me wrong, but like you pick this guy, you look at this guy, you put him next to other toys, and it's one of those leader class figures that makes you go, oh yeah, this guy is a leader. Like it's not like, say, let me bring in another leader here. It's not like, say, Blitzwing here, where like Blitzwing is in the same price point as this guy, and you put Blitzwing next to Megatronus here, and you like Blitzwing, you look at him and you go, how is this guy being sold as a leader? And I mean, the answer is just the complexity of the toy. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot going on in Blitzwing because he's a triple changer, and that's why he is at the leader price point. But like when you put these guys next to each other in size, it's just it's kind of nuts that these are both the same price. You can kind of see why people complain about price points with something like this. So anyway, so you got that there. As I mentioned, we can extend the arm cannon too. It can come out like this, and we can get like an extra long arm cannon now. And I really like that just as a feature, just for the standpoint of giving it like a, this is like him when he's just carrying it around casually. And then when he's going in the battle, it just comes out and you get just this extra long Requiem blaster there. Like it's just a very cool visual. And then, and we have the Megatronus symbol on the side here for the Requiem blaster. We have his little insignia from Power of the Primes. Yeah, he looks really good here. Like, I just love how intimidating this whole aesthetic is for him. Like, just, oh my god. So posability, we haven't even done that yet. So posability, we have a ball joint here on his head. Up, looks up, down, around. It is screwed on, so it's probably not going to come off very easily. You would have to like remove the head, which is easy enough to do. Shoulders swivel around. Shoulders go out to here. And credit to the design here. Let me note this here. The way they did these shoulders here for these little guns here, these come up like that, and because of that, we can get the shoulders all the way up here and not have this kibble up here impede the actual articulation. It's a great solution. Fantastic solution. Swivels around there. Let's see, we have a swivel here above the elbow. Bicep swivel. About 90 degrees or so here. About 90 degrees. We got that full wrist articulation. We've got the hands that open up and close. Opening hands. It's just, that is one of those things that lets you do like just those villain poses all the better there too. Because you can just like have him like just say going like this, and it's like ah. And speaking of, we got this waist swivel right here, all the way around. But I'm just getting him in some great poses already. Like, oh, this is just so fun. Let's see. Shoulder kibble there. Legs go all the way up here. I'm just, So good range of motion in the legs here. Interesting how this how the actual swivel here is installed in that like it's above the actual joint here, but in a way that like it fills in everything nicely there when you're moving it backwards and forwards. Let's see. So what else? Swivel right there. Swivel all the way around. Let's see. 90 degrees in the legs. Also an above. Oh, there's a swivel above the knee too. Nice. So we got that extra swivel there. What else? We've got ankle tilts. Bit of a weird foot. Bit of a weird hollowness to the foot that you don't see unless you're actually looking back there, because it's covered by all this kibble here, which is nice. But yes, you can get like a nice, good, wide ankle tilt like that, and the toes do go up and down too. So yeah, you can get Megatronus in some really good poses. Is that in? No, that's not an ab crunch. Okay, I just saw this whole bit here and was wondering. I think this is just for transformation. Yeah, no, there's no ab crunch on this guy, but it'd be cool if he had one, but he doesn't really need one. I mean, like, he is a very impressive toy. Like, just, he looks really, like, just, we haven't even transformed him yet, and it's already like a case of, oh, this guy looks amazing. I'm just putting his flames back in here. Why won't this flame go back in? There we go. But yeah, just like, yeah, guy who's perpetually on fire. It's a fantastic visual. So, let's transform him now. Let's see if we can figure out the transformation on this guy without see if I can do this without the instructions. So let's pop all this fire off first. Let's extinguish him a little bit. And then let's see if we can figure out the tank mode. I guess I could look at the box for references for photos too, but let's see. I mean, we can see here that the hands are going to fold away. Oh, and the hands fold away very well too, actually. Nice. Ball jointed wrists there. And we just fold it up and fold it in and then close this. I'm just trying to see if I need to turn this around or not. Yeah, fold that around and in and clip that in. There. Oh, cool. Check it. We got butterfly joints in this guy too. I missed that. Probably because of the transformation, but he does have butterflies. So you can like bring his arms out like this a bit here. And you could say like have him come together and do something like this. Like it's going to look horrible at most angles, but if you're looking at it from the front, it's going to be cool. So it doesn't really matter, but that's probably more for transformation, this joints. Let's pull that out there. This whole chest is going to unpeg. And we got you can see here that there's just so much stuff that's all like folded up on itself. Yeah, like all this stuff unfolds there. Yeah, one thing that's interesting with all of the Age of the Prime stuff there is it's definitely something that's divisive. There's a lot of older fans that are not actually big fans of the 13 Prime lore. Because, it's all lore that didn't really get codified until the 2010s in terms of actual lore. Like, we didn't actually find out the full, like, 13 origin story until we got a guidebook after Transformers Prime ended. And there's some bits in there that are a bit, like a lot, like half the characters already existed, but before they did that, but we didn't know who all 13 primes were, and we didn't get designs for them until that guidebook. But like Megatronus is like one of the first ones we found out about. But there's others too, like Prima, for instance, whose toy is coming out now. Liege Maximo showed up at the very end of a comic way back in the day, like in the last issue of the G2 comic. But yeah, so we got this front of the tank right there. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out where everything goes. So that's there. These bits, these are going to compact up here, it looks like. This chest and this, okay, this folds in here. Oh, I see. Okay, and then these are probably going to tab in over here, I'm guessing, or not. Yeah, no, the shapes don't quite match. But I think this is that the front of the tank or the back? I'm not sure. now. But yeah, we got a lot here. The turret's obviously going to be this whole enclosure over here, I think. Let's see. Yeah, there's another bit here that's going to fold out. Ah, okay, I see. So we bring this up like this, and now we got a turret right there. So that's how the turret's going to work. So some really clever joint usage here just to build all this stuff. This is really well engineered. Yes, these are going to come down here. And let's see. Yes, we got this here. I don't know what the proper orientation is for this mode. I'll need to look at a picture. Yeah, we already got a lot going on. Okay, this guy's going to come down here. And that, yeah, let's see. Okay, this waist needs to swivel around. Okay, because this is going to peg in there. See this? Yeah, this guy's going to come down over here, which means we need so we got a couple of slots there. We're going to have to reorient these legs to use those slots, I think. Hmm. Hmm. I might have to actually start. I'm gonna have to bring up a picture of this guy and pull out the box because I'm just trying to figure out like how this guy's supposed to look. Like that's my obstacle. Just like I'm transforming this and I'm just going, what's my reference? What am I trying to do? I'm just trying to avoid. I'm trying to do this on hard mode of not referencing the instructions. Okay, so this bit here is going to become the front of the tank here. Okay, so we want to bring these around this way, I guess. Let's see. Oh, I see. I was wondering about this. Okay, this whole piece swivels around like that. Oh, that's cool. So that swivels around there. And then once we do that, we can bring this up like this. Okay. Bring this up like this. And that explains, okay, I was wondering how these pegged into here when the angles didn't match. And that's because this whole piece swivels around. So let's see if I can figure out how this goes in. Yeah, because these are going to line up there. Like that. Is the head really just sitting out like that? That doesn't feel right. That feels a bit weird yeah, something that, I'm not doing something right because the head is just sitting there right in the clear. Huh. I'm just trying to figure this out now because there's nothing really on this plate for the head to fold away. But yeah, this clearly goes up here. This goes up here. I guess the head just hangs out on the bottom like this. So I guess we can flip it around, hide the face. Okay, but that looks like a really good front of the tank though so far. That folds up really well. And then yeah, you can see here that this is going to go back here. And I'm just looking at the arms for configurations. Okay, so they're supposed to go around like this. Yes, the arms are supposed to go like this here. These are going to fold down there. And then, yeah, we're going to sandwich the Requiem Blaster between here. That's just going to peg in over here. Like so. Again, similar to Siege Megatron here and how it transforms. So that's all going to come around like that there. And that's just going to... I think I have this right. Yeah, it looks like this is how it goes in for the turret. And then, yeah, we just need to peg all this stuff together. Like this is going to come back here. I just need to figure out the legs and let's see. I think there's stuff that opens up in the legs. Okay, I see. So these, yeah, so we open up the back legs here. These come up in here. Then we fold these back up over here. These come back down and did they come back down or let's see. Yeah, we got most of this figured out. It's not a very difficult transformation, but Huh. I'm just trying to figure out how the legs transform because they shouldn't be sticking out all the way back there. There's got to be something that compacts here. Something clearly compacts over here. I just need to figure out how. Hmm. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. I think that this whole thing pulls out. I think this is like the siege design in terms of how this works. So yeah, okay. Oh no, that doesn't come out there. That's just the joint. But yeah, I can see there's a little swivel here. So this, there we go. Yeah, this swings up like this. Yeah, so the thigh swings out like this here, and then up and in. Okay, and then let's just see. So this all comes in like this here. Am I supposed to be turning this around or not? I thought I was. Uh, right now I do have instructions, but right now I'm just going off of like just the experience of, like being someone who's bought these things for like, what, like most of my life, and is just going off of I'm just going off of learned experience of how things tend to work and just looking for patterns, like just treating it like a play puzzle. If this was like, a masterpiece or something, I would be straight up going off the instructions, but I'm just looking for tabs and slots and all that sort of stuff there. There's a lot of familiar patterns that you'll see. Like, I mean, for instance, just looking at stuff like, like looking at stuff like the chest here. Like, I was like, well, we got some tabs over here, we got some slots here, the way everything is folding up. So this clearly goes into that. Like, they're fairly intuitive toys if you know what you're looking for. Transformers. Okay, so yeah, those go up in there. Yeah, this, you can see here that this is gonna tab in over there, secure there. And now I just need to bring the turret down here. This comes down, and this tab here is going to go into this slot here, and there's a couple here that, what do those tab into? I don't know. But let's see. So to bring this around here, oh, then bringing these out will fill, oh, I see, okay. I get how this works. So let's, cool, okay. So this guy comes down here. These two this is just a great example of like, mostly transformed in a robot mode, honestly. Most of the time they'll get displayed in robot mode, but yeah, here's a great example, case in point of just some of the engineering. Like this back piece here, like on the butt here, this is gonna fold down like 180 like this, and when it folds down like that, this slot gets exposed here, which is going to plug into a tab back over here. Like this tab over here is gonna plug into the slot that got exposed there. And then we've got these two tabs over here that are now going to plug into these two slots over here. Like when I bring the legs down, they're going to plug into these slots here. That's going to help secure the legs in place in the back and keep them from moving. And then that's going to put these two slots over here, and then the turret is going to come down. This is like really well engineered. Then the turret is going to come down and just lock this entire assembly back there, and that's all going to be nice and solid. And we're almost done now. This is just about done, I think. So yeah, so we got this here. We got the blaster locked in there. I don't think I have the one of the arms isn't in all the way. That's why. Yeah, we need to get the arms down all the way. Then use the cannon to finish securing them, like that. Oh, hold up. I forgot about this. Right. So I saw this already, that this 5mm peg can pop out. Let's get this back out. Yeah, so how does this swivel again? Of course, now that I'm trying to actually swivel this, I can't get it out. Now that I actually want it out, but this is on its own swivel. There we go. Yes, this is on own swivel there, and that'll free up this whole area, this whole real estate back there. This should actually go on a bit more easily now because we don't have that peg in the way. So yeah, so bring that in there, bring this guy in here, and then yeah, bring both these down and lock those in place. Are there any slots along this side for keeping it in place? No, I think this is just meant to stay mobile, so you can have this go up and down a bit. I have extended the turret here right now. I don't know if it needs to be or not for this mode. But then we also have this cannon here, and this is why on this cannon we had this on its own swivel, because this comes out. This plugs in over here. Oh, yeah, this plugs in over here, and that makes the actual like turret of the tank. So yeah, so this is all coming together now nicely. So yeah, so we have this nice tank right here. We can take these guys here and bring them up and around. So there, now we have that turret there. We have this gun emplacement over here, just sitting up there in this mode where it can also be used for tank mode. What else we gotta do for this transformation? I think we're pretty much done now for the tank. Like, there's just weapon storage and stuff like that now, and for that I'm gonna bring the instructions back out. As soon as I find where I put the instructions just now. I had them off to the side. Oh, here they are. Yeah, so I'm just going to check this for weapon storage and stuff. Yeah, it looks like we're pretty much done now in terms of getting everything out there. Like, it's a pretty intimidating tank. I guess, yeah, we can always extend the cannon too. Let's just extend the cannon for the sake of just giving him a bigger cannon in tank mode. Give him a bigger tank barrel. So we got all that there. And what else? Let's just see. Yeah, and then we got all the weapon storage here for all the different accessories on the back, as you can see. I'm just checking to make sure I did everything right. Did I miss something here? Okay, I missed something on this. Hold up. I'm just trying to figure out like what I missed, because like the back, these legs are looking a little bit different on the back. So I missed something. Yeah, because these shapes are different. So something comes out there, I think. But what? Oh, no, that is the same shape. It's just a weird angle, that's all. That is right. Okay, so yeah, so tank mode is pretty much done now, and now we just need to plug all the flames on the tank, because yes, you can still have a tank that's on fire. And these are going to come in a different spot now. These are going to go over here. Is it like, yeah, like this over here? So we're going to put these flames over there, and then the other flames are going to go on what? Oh, I guess the other flames go on the sword. Let's see. So it's showing like putting the staff along the side. Ah, okay. So we have these slots here. So these flames can go on the sword, like on the staff like this here. So it's just showing here that you just build this entire staff now, and then we just mount this whole thing on the side of the vehicle. Oh no, I guess we can put them on this bit here. I guess we can put them on either the sword or on the staff. But yes, the whole idea here is that you then take this whole thing here, and we then plug this into the side of the vehicle. And, right there. No. Yeah, I guess we can just put it in over here. Yes, this all just plug in over here. And there, now he has like just this, flaming, oh, okay. Oh, there's a little slot here for this too, on this back bit here. Oh, that's cool. So there's like there's a little tab in the slot on the back of the scepter just for keeping it in place. So there, this is the proper configuration for this mode for the entire scepter. Is this leg not lined up, or? Yeah. But yeah, that is tank mode on this guy. So it's a pretty fearsome tank mode. It does roll. It does roll pretty well. It's a big beefy tank mode too. Like, it's a very beefy tank. Like, yeah, it's a very good size, this guy. Let me see if I have anything. I'm just seeing if I have any thing that's not transformed into a robot mode that I can compare it with. For like a tank or something like that. I think all my Megatrons are in bot mode. Yeah, they're all in bot mode right now. All the Megatrons I have handily available. But yeah, like, he is a very good size though. I really like the transformation here for the front here, just the way the chest folds up and locks into the backpack pieces here just to form the front of the tank. It's very well engineered. Yeah, we just have this really intimidating tank. I guess we could even just say, if we wanted to, like, put these up here too. It's blast effect, so let's see. I'm just looking for fun places to put these. We can always put them here and just say, oh hey, he's shooting fire up from like those vents there. But yeah, I mean, it's a like just very well engineered, very strong out the gate leader class toy. Like it kind of needed to be a strong out the gate leader class toy just to set the tone for this line. Like him and Prima. Prima is coming. The first 3 primes that are coming out, there's going to be him. There is Prima, who is starting to show up at retail. I don't have him yet. And then there's Solus Prime, who is the weaponsmith of the group there, and she looks really good. But yeah, so this is a really, really nice tank. And then yeah, we can move the turret up and down too. And obviously, as I already showed, there's the whole compacting the turret and extending it, which is a nice little nod. He looks really good here. Yeah, he looks really, really nice. So let's put him back into robot mode. Now we know what we're doing. Let's put him back in the bot mode, and then we're gonna put Waspinator back in the bot mode. And this should go pretty quickly since we know what we're doing now. Again, it's like very solid in how everything pegs together. I love how they did the back of the tank here with just this all these multiple layers here that all peg together. It's just very well thought out. And then this untabs here. This guy untabs there. Just some satisfying clicks. So I popped off a waist pad here. Let's put this back on. Very satisfying clicks. That all comes up there. Spin the waist around. Open up the legs. Again, very well engineered. Like this, yeah, these just come down here. And just even things like, these cannot fold down here until you transform it. Get this foot out of the way, bring it down, and then these panels come in and lock everything together, which is nice. Yeah, that's that. That's the legs transformed. Now we just need to do the upper body. And again, I really like the engineering in this. Like, you have this entire thing that just comes out like this here. The chest comes out. Yeah, this whole thing comes out. This is going to come up in here. Then, yeah, we have tabs and slots there that lock together here very solidly. This entire assembly here is going to... Yeah, this whole assembly comes back out. This all swivels around 180. And then we bring this back around and over top. After we bring these back out, I guess. Yeah. Then we bring all this back over top. This all comes in very securely too. Like, this feels like a very secure brick of a transformer, like when you actually transform it. Yeah, we got the backpack over here. And then it compacts. And again, just like the way the backpack compacts even further here, where we bring these down. These guys, oh yeah, these guys fold up here too. I guess I need to untransform the chest for a sec. There's just too much going on. Yeah, so for the backpack, there's all this empty space is all filled in just by bringing in these, just half of the tank treads here. Just bring those down. That fills in all this empty space back here. And then, yeah, then this just comes back up. This closes up over all of that. We got this really solid core as a result. Really solid core. There's like no hollowness in that core. It's great. Then this all comes in and down like that. And then, yeah, then we bring the arms in, lock these in place. And then, yeah, then the backpack here, we swivel those around, bring this down, compacts the backpack even further. Like, it's a very compact backpack. Like, it could have been like this, but instead, no, it comes all the way down and goes down like this. Very compact. But it's compact while still retaining the fact that he is still huge. He is still freaking massive. Like, we've not had a big leader like this in a bit. And it just underscores how much for leader class toys. What matters is the actual size of the like the price point is more just a complexity thing as opposed to like a size thing these days. Yeah, so we got that there. Bring this around here. Let's see. Swing this around here, and we're pretty much done. We just need to light them on fire, which is a funny thing to say about a toy. Just saying we need to light them on fire is just kind of hilarious. But that is accurate, so we'll do that there. Slap these fire pieces in over here. Let's see. And importantly, too, one thing I will note is I don't think that there's going to be that much in terms of mold release issues. Because one thing that happens with some of this soft plastic is over a couple of years, this plastic will kind of, it'll kind of like degrade a little bit and leak on some of these soft plastics, and sometimes that can like damage the figures underneath. Like it'll wear away paint. But none of the areas around where these are actually secured onto the toy are actually painted, so that shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, so bring this on here. Pop this guy out. Put his back turret in over here. I guess we could even put this on the arm if we wanted. It does show that obviously you can store his weapon on his arms, but we could even store this on his arm too if we wanted to. Yeah, and then we just take his staff, and I'm gonna put this staff back in his hand because even though it is like not necessarily a full staff, like he looks way cooler with a proper staff. Like he is Megatronus, he's the Fallen, and other versions of him have been depicted with giant staffs. So, like this guy, whose face came back off. So yeah, so Megatronus, like he is just he is very, very nice. I'm just gonna do some quick pictures now. Let's do some quick photo setup of him in the light box with his Revenge of the Fallen compatriot. These look really good together. These look really, really good together. Oh, and then just do another one with D16 here. Again, just to underscore the size difference between these two. Because it's like, even though they're both like similar in how they transform, it is just like they are still very, very different. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna put Waspinator back in his robot mode. And for anyone who came in late, and again, this is a really fun remold of Bumblebee. Like it's Bumblebee with a new head and new colors, but it is very, very well executed new head and colors. Like this is a good example of a good repaint of a character that it's a character that got short shrift in the original Transformers animated toy line. Like he did get that deluxe toy, sure, but there was the canceled toy that never came out, and this is arguably better than that canceled toy ever was going to be because they did a new head for it. So yeah, bring that up there. Chest down. Shoulders up. Right, let's see. Yeah, we're almost done now. Waist around, and then just bring out the feet. Bring the heels out. The heels, which I did not realize were there. They're a bit tricky to get at, though. There we go. There's one. There's two heels. And then bring up the knee pads here and swivel this entire piece around. Fold these back in. And there's Waspinator. There is Fugitive Waspinator from Transformers Animated. I'm just going to give him these little wasp stinger guns here. Give them these twin wasp stinger pistols. But yeah, it's a very, very good, very, very good updated Transformers animated Wasp. He looks fantastic, and it's just kind of hilarious just looking at the size difference between these two. Like, just seriously, like, oh my god, like, Deluxe and Leader, like, it's just we have like the smaller end of the Deluxes here, and we have the smaller end of the Deluxes next to the larger end of the Leaders. It's just kind of, yeah, it's kind of hilarious just the difference in sizes here. But yeah, that is everything we were going to be opening today. Did I decrement the thing again, or no, I did not. All right, so yeah, we opened 6 things today. So let's get everything set up for a final shot. We've got Megatronus, we've got Gerald, we've got Waspinator, we've got the Feline Prince here, another Fallen, I suppose, a Feline. I mean, like, it's, 1 letter difference. And then we got this other Iron Grenadier back over here. But yeah, that is the whole group shot of everyone that we were opening today. Some good toys. Some really good toys. Oh yeah. Oh, you mean which one? You mean like? Are we talking about the Fallen, or are we talking about Waspinator here? When you say poor guy was imprisoned, which one are you talking about? Because it could go either way, I suppose. But yeah, that is everything we were gonna do on today's stream. So yeah, I figured it'd be a couple of hours, and I was right in figuring that. So yeah. Okay, yeah. I guess Waspinator that applies to as well. So let's go and find someone to raid out to. People should be starting to come on for the evening, so we should be able to find someone to raid to. Let's see who is all on my list here. Let's see. What do we got here? I'm just looking here. Hika's live, so I'm just looking to see who's all going here. Let's raid into. I haven't rated Creepy in a bit there. Let's raid into who's doing Animal Crossing stuff. So yeah, let's raid into Creepy. Let's start the raid there, and let us go into the end of stream screen here. So yeah, let me just I'm just switching to my Toycam screens here. But yeah, thank you all for coming by. I will have stuff up, and I think I like that idea of doing some sort of a villain smash pass thing. I'm gonna have to talk to people and see if anyone wants to go in on that or give me suggestions. But that could be a fun idea for an April 1st stream, just to do something silly, and then maybe do a bit of gacha gaming as well, like if we've got time. So yeah, let's start the raid. We're gonna start the raid here, and thank you all for coming by. And with that said, yeah, this is gonna be Techno signing off. Until next time, everyone.